to these guys and tell them about your passion for styling. Go ahead.
Hi, hello, I'm Nikki and I'm from Styling You, and my passion is helping people feel amazing about themselves and bring the best of what they can show up with, helping them deliver that in situations where it's going to be really important.
Beautiful, well done. You're already great, right? What I want you to do is I want you to, what would your brand, what would your name be? Would you say you're the director? What would you call yourself? The founder? The owner? What would you say? Or something stylist? What would you call it?
Really want to be something I don't get.
So the other thing, so let's stop. Is a learning to be had right now. And it's usually for women. Not always, sometimes it's with men. What can happen is when people are thinking and they're trying to come up with something, us women want to jump in and tell them what it is. Because we're scared of silence. Does that make sense? Now what happens is if you're speaking and facilitating, what happens straight away is that you can break your rapport instantly with your group. Instantly. Because imagine this. Imagine I'm facilitating and I've got gorgeous Joy there and I ask Joy a question and she's thinking and she might be thinking, so I might say, what do you want to do in your business? And she might be thinking, I want to be a stylist. And so I'm thinking, what do you want to do in your business? And she's thinking, and then I say, truck driver? And what is she saying in her head? No. Oh. What about if you want to be a teacher? No. Does that make sense? So every time you're putting words in someone's mouth, they're going no, 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 and the rapport is getting further and further and further apart. Does that make sense? Not only that, is that you're not getting the gold inside the head of that beautiful human being. Does that make sense? We don't want to tell Nikki what she wants to be. We want her to think about it and come up with something. Does that make sense? So be mindful, and I know I can be a high energy, which you'll learn after lunch, that I want to say something. And guys, a pattern for guys is you want to fix stuff. And sometimes women just want to express stuff. And guys are like, but this is what you've got to do. This is how you fix it. And you're like, I just want to express myself. I don't want it fixed. Right? So be mindful of that. But really be mindful of silence, because silence can be gold. And in your audience, you'll have people that are reflectors that need time to get an idea, try it on, so give them time. Look how amazing these people are. You can really help these amazing people over here. And then you've got all these people that you can help, right? It's more than a dance. Your brand in business is so friggin' important, isn't it? I just had my master's, and Sarah's in the room. How beautiful. You'll see a video from her later. Brand is everything. Now, the more you're stepping out, the more you've got to be in connection with your brand. This friggin' beautiful woman, Nikki, can help you. They will only listen to you when you come and you're there for them. Does that make sense? So I'm Nikki, I'm from In Styling. I'm here for you and you. You haven't missed out anyone. It's not just a, does that make sense? Be there for them. See them. Ready?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nikki and I'm from In Styling.
Beautiful. Do it again. One more. Okay, one more. All you got.
Okay.
All you got. Just put everything that's in your tank. Everything that's in there. Ready? And go.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nikki and I'm from In Styling. Who has had trouble with matching their staff with their corporate branding and what sales they've missed out on because of that? Today, let's talk about how we can match those, the style and the branding, and increase those sales. Who wants some more of that?
Yes. Now, please acknowledge this beautiful lady. You got emotional about it, right? Can I also acknowledge something that maybe you didn't notice? How much preparation did this beautiful lady have before she spoke? Zero. Peanuts. The other interesting thing is, how many notes did she look at? Zero. She did not only new strategies, now she did that in 5 minutes-ish. Not only she's learning all these new chunks of how to stand, doing this, what's this, I don't know what this is, pain and the pleasure, what is all of this stuff, projecting your voice. She did all of those chunks without any notes, no preparation at all. How did she do that? It's strategy. And it wasn't me, it was you, right? I facilitated you, but it was Nikki. Number one, she embraced vulnerability and she was courageous. But there was a structure. So even though you don't think you got a structure, there was a structure. So the first chunk of information was introducing herself. The second chunk was what her business was called. The third chunk was the pain. The fourth chunk was the pleasure. Does that make sense? Chunks of information. Now, how do you do overwhelm? Overwhelm is when you think of lots of different things at once. It's like, oh, I've got to do all of this speech. Think of the chunks. Chunk 1, chunk 2, chunk 3, chunk 4. Chunk 1, chunk 2, chunk 3, chunk 4. She did that beautifully. She departmentalised her mind. Does that make sense? I do a week training without any notes whatsoever. None. Because I have my chunks. Does that make sense? And when you can learn how to do that, in any moment, if someone says stand up and speak, you just go chunks, yep, got it. You don't need, and I do teach, I teach a structure, format, some of you might have heard of that, the why, the how, the pain, the pleasure, all of that. But the best